Hello viewers, 4DIYers here with another tutorial video for everyone. In this particular video here, I'll be showing you how to apply Plasti Dip to your emblems. I will be using Glossifier as well to give the emblems a glossy look versus the satin or matte finish which typically is left behind from the coating. I'm using black in this case as I don't like the look of the chrome, however, you're not limited to that. Plasti Dip does sell a variety of colors, so you can pick whatever color fits your look. Normally I would prefer removing the emblems as I did in a previous video, but the driver's door was painted on this truck and someone did a poor job. Instead of removing the emblem, they painted around it. If it was removed, a paint outline would be left behind. There's a wide variety of aftermarket emblems available on the market too. I do believe Dodge even makes a black version for the newer trucks. However, this is a great method if you're uncomfortable with debadging a vehicle and you just want a different look which doesn't cost that much. This method also isn't permanent. If you do change your mind, the coating can be peeled off. First is washing the vehicle to reduce any chance of contamination, dust or dirt which may blow or fall into the wet coating. Wash the vehicle as you normally would using a car wash specific soap and a wash mitt, then dry the vehicle to remove any water when done. Compressed air can be used to remove any water which sometimes pools up around the emblems. Follow up with a microfiber towel to absorb any water. When done, let the area dry for about an hour just to be safe. Before the next step, I have filled up a bucket with hot water to place the cans in. This will help with flow, especially on those cooler days. This can only needs to soak for about 10 minutes before use. I will be demonstrating two different masking methods here. First is my preferred method, which makes the cleanup much easier. Tape off the emblem about an inch or 2.5 centimeters away from the lettering in this case. Here I'm using packaging paper. Rip a hole in the center of the paper and then apply tape around the hole. Try to keep the emblem fairly centered and tape it on the edges so the wind doesn't blow it around onto the emblem. Finally, clean the emblem using a lint-free cloth and isopropanol alcohol. The isopropanol alcohol won't leave any residue behind, it'll evaporate, and it'll clean any contaminants on the surface which may cause adhesion issues. Allow it to evaporate for a few minutes, then mix the Plasti Dip accordingly. First is applying a light coat of the emblem. The base of the emblem, chrome in this situation, would still be visible. Start with the harder to reach areas first, such as the sides or edges. If you don't get everything in the first time, not a problem, you'll get it on the other coats. Let this coat set up for about 5 to 10 minutes. This will depend on your weather conditions. Then apply a slightly heavier coat than the previous one. Again, hit those hard areas first and do your final swipe over the face of the emblem. Allow the coating to set up for the same period, again 5 to 10 minutes. For the third coat, same process as previously. Get those hard to reach areas first and finish up on the face. This will give you the nicest finish, just like using paint. One more coat will be after this. Wait close to 10 minutes here. Depending on the coverage, you may need a fourth coat or even go on to a fifth coat. Get those hard to reach areas first, then finish up on the face. Your final coat should be slightly heavier than the previous coats to allow the surface to flow out with minimal texture, but don't create any runs. If a run does occur, let the coating dry, peel it off, and redo. If you don't want a glossy finish, you can stop here. Allow the coating to dry and skip further on in the video for the final cleanup. For a little more durability and shine, I'm applying a glossifier. Again, this was also warmed up in the bucket of hot water for about 10 minutes. After that last coating using Plasti Dip, wait 15 minutes for it to set up before applying glossifier. First will be a medium application, same process as previously. Get those hard to reach angles first, then finish up on the face. After 10 minutes of setup, I did a second application. You may require more depending on the thickness of applications. First is the hard to reach edges, and then a final application of the face of the emblem for the cleanest finish. This should be a full wet coat where it does flow, reducing the chance of orange peel. While that's setting up, here's an example of what to expect with and without glossifier. From my past experience with Plasti Dip, it does hold up fairly well on its own, and it doesn't seem to fade like what you may expect from a product similar to this. Moving over to the opposite side for another angle and using an alternative masking method. This side I will be using wax. The area was already washed and dried. Then tape is applied about 1 inch or 2.5 centimeters from the emblem. A couple passes can be done here with the tape to give a wider border. Next is applying a wax. It doesn't really matter what type, I'm just using what I had laying around. The tape will be your stop edge, don't go past this with the wax. Apply the wax as per the product's instructions. When done with the wax, clean up the emblem using isopropanol alcohol and a clean, lint-free cloth. Allow it to evaporate for a few minutes and then apply the coating. Same as previously, this can be warmed up. Apply a light coat, always get those hard to reach areas first. Wait 5 to 10 minutes, then apply your second coat. Regardless of what color plastic dip is used, the same process always applies. Now is the third coat. Always mix the can before each use in between coats. The can is left in a bucket of hot water to keep it warm. And finally is the fourth coat. Wait 15 minutes, then apply the glossifier. First is the medium coat. And finally is the second coat of glossifier. Then allow the emblem to dry. Letting the coating dry for a few hours, even move the vehicle in the sun if you wish. To test if it's somewhat hard, touch the area which will be peeling off, as it won't matter if the area becomes damaged. Considering it's getting to the end of the day, I just removed the paper and left it for the next day. Remove the excess coating within a 12-hour period from the last application, otherwise this can cause problems where it's hard to remove and may tear if connected on the emblem. Remove the tape. This should pull up the coating around the emblem. The coating should pull up easily. The thicker the coating, the easier it will be to pull up, and the less chance there will be of ripping. With the shape of the emblem, the adhesive tape in behind is recessed from the edge so it provides a perfect transition where the coating can separate. For the inside, use a wood toothpick. Rub the coating gently until the paint below is exposed and then pick up the coating. If you're careful, you won't cause any damage to the paint. As for the opposite side, first is removing the tape. The thicker coating will come up with the tape. It should be fairly easy to remove, just like before. As mentioned earlier, the coating will most likely be soft on the emblem, so be careful. As for the overspray past the tape, a soft cloth, microfiber cloth, or a wash mitt can be used. Sometimes you can rub off the overspray with your hand, or if you're having a little more trouble, a wax and grease remover can also be used. As for peeling off the coating if a mistake is made or you change your mind, simply pick at the corner of the coating, roll it up with your finger, then pull it off. Once the coating has been removed, the emblem looks like just before you started. Here's a view of the emblem when it's done. The coating should cure in about 24 hours, maybe slightly longer depending on your climate and thickness of coating. Cooler temperatures and thicker coatings will slow down the cure time. This is a great way of adding those little custom touches to your vehicle which doesn't cost much and can be easily done or removed if you change your mind. It doesn't have a slippery finish like you'd expect from paint. It will have somewhat of a rubberized feel when done. New videos released every week on my channel. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button. It's a huge help to me, and leave a comment below if you found this tutorial helpful. If you're not a subscriber, be sure to also hit the subscribe button. Thank you for watching.